if you can pick your next 3 opponents in order, who will they be?
Yeah, I can't really say 3 opponents. I could say, 2 that I'd be interested in is Loma. I'm still interested with Loma and Tank. Them fights are the ones that interest me the most. But I'll fight anybody. I'm a true fighter, and I gotta sit down with the team and see what's next.
So since you spoke about the weight, those 3 fights, if it's not those, you're moving up. Like if it's not George rematch, Loma or Tank.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Like I said, because I know that it gotta make sense for them too, and just the fights that I may want can't happen due to them being over there and me being over here, and just the politics and shit that happens in boxing. So I wouldn't say that if those fights don't happen. I just said that at 135, it would be hard for me not to fight George Kambosos and stay at 135 with the belts because he has a rematch clause, and we gotta.
And those are the words of Devin Haney, as you heard him say, desire his next 2 opponents. And I want to talk to you guys about those 2 opponents. We have Vasyl Lomachenko, which is currently in war right now, and Gervonta Tank Davis. And what does this tell me about anything? This tells me that Devin Haney is doing exactly what anybody would do that was ignored, ducked, avoided. And he's not talking about names that are not important to him anymore. What do I mean by that? Look at what he did say versus what he did not say. He did not say Teofimo. He did not say Ryan Garcia. He didn't say any of these guys like that. Okay, he didn't even mention their names. He mentioned Lomachenko. He mentioned Gervonta Tank Davis. Lomachenko, he's known for what he's known for. He's the man, or was the man. Gervonta Tank Davis is the guy that's the next quote unquote star of Mayweather Promotions if he signs with Mayweather. Okay, and he didn't say Teofimo. Okay, so no Teo, no Ryan, none of those guys' names were mentioned. Okay, and I think they weren't mentioned because those were the same guys that gave him all this whatever, back and forth, all this energy, all this, that. But at the end of the day, there was no fight produced. Teofimo Lopez beat Vasyl Lomachenko, and he held on to that belt like a badge of honor, or should I say belts, like a badge of honor. He criticized the belt that was lingering out there, the one that he didn't have. Go figure, how convenient. And the fight never got made. As soon as George Kambosos beat him, the fight was made with Devin, and the fight is done, made, fought, and over with. Okay, now Devin holds every belt in that weight class. So at this point, if you want to do anything at 135, you have to come see him. Ryan Garcia is talking about fighting Tank Davis and saying F Golden Boy and all this, that, and the other. But at the same token, I thought you guys wanted to be undisputed. Maybe it just shows you that maybe Undisputed, if Undisputed is not what these guys are talking about no longer, that means they don't want to fight Devin Haney. That's what that means. But it's hard to overlook the elephant in the room, and Devin Haney is the elephant in the room. However, he did talk about the politics, about Gervonta Tank Davis, and across the street and all this other stuff, right? But what I see is basically the only fight that Devin really can make is Vasyl Lomachenko. Why? Because he is with ESPN. Devin Haney's with ESPN. So that's the biggest fight that he can make. And if he can't make that fight, he has to fight Kambosos for the rematch. So a lot of people and a lot of us were saying, hey, he doesn't deserve a rematch, Kambosos, because of the performance that he put on or what he didn't do in the fight. And I still believe that. However, that's not going to be the case because contractually he owes him that fight. Okay, those are the type of things that you have to sign up for when fighting on someone else's terms. Okay, That's why Usyk is fighting Joshua again. That's why Andy Ruiz had to fight Joshua again. That's why Tyson Fury had to fight Deontay Wilder for the third time, because of the contractual obligations. Okay? Those things in the contract, they are more like title deeds. This is what you must do if you want to be this particular person, or you want these particular things to go forward. You have to do what we tell you to do. You signed for it, you read it, you understood it, and that's it. But understand this. Devin Haney announces who he wants to fight, and it's only 2 names. Forget about the rest. So everybody else, the ones that ducked, avoided, but still talk shit, can eat crow. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Devin Haney and his choices of who he wants to fight next. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.